Good morning, y'all. I hope you're having a good Valentine's Day. I've decided to spend this rainy day doing a little research. As you can see, I am surrounded by a myriad of different books and whatnot. And to be honest, I'm trying to get over being pissed off at everybody. I'm having a very difficult time talking to people lately because I feel like everyone's getting dumber, if that's even possible anymore. And when you try to talk to them using facts and logic, their eyes glaze over. Okay, this wasn't even what I was going to do it about, but I happened to come across the Milwaukee Journal from the day of the Sikh shooting. Remember that, August 7th, 2012? I just happened to be in Milwaukee visiting family that day on vacation, and I saved the newspaper. Okay? This is when we started having our shootings, and which group are we supposed to fear today, right? This was the hate groups we feared. Okay? And, veterans. So, I don't want to rehash that whole tragedy, but I can tell you one thing. You see this? This is something that I haven't seen once in Sandy Hook. Tears. You see this woman? She's crying. This is what a woman looks like when she is grieving and crying. We have liquid that comes out of our eyes. Look, we have snot running down our nose. Our mascara runs, okay? I've cried harder at a movie of the week than I've seen. I haven't even seen a tear from one of these supposed parents from Sandy Hook. I have cried harder at a mean girl picking on my daughter in middle school than those supposed parents whose children were gunned down. Okay? Just my opinion. Don't have to listen to me. Nobody else does. This right here is what got me going. This is an awesome book called Amusing Ourselves to Death, Public Discourse in the Age of Show Business. That right there is America to me. Mindless zombies sitting in front of the TV, right? Can't talk to each other anymore. This book came out in 1985, and the things in it are shocking to me. I like this. Television has conditioned us to tolerate visually entertaining material measured out in spoonfuls of time to the detriment of rational public discourse and reasoned public affairs. And it starts talking about 1984, George Orwell's novel 1984. I don't know how many people have actually read it or just watched the movie, bought the Cliff Notes, right? But the foreword just basically encapsulated what's going on to me. And since I don't think I can get in close enough to... No, it's just going to be blurry, sorry. Here, we'll let you look at this. Another good book, Apocalypse Chow, How to Eat Well When the Power Goes Out. This was actually given to my husband by an ex-girlfriend when he moved to Florida, thinking of hurricanes, but it's got some great advice and recipes in it. Highly recommend it. Anyway, I just wanted to share this foreword from this book. Now remember, this was written in 1985. It says, "We were keeping our eye on 1984. When the year came and the prophecy didn't, thoughtful Americans sang softly in praise of themselves. The roots of liberal democracy had held. Wherever else the terror had happened, we at least had not been visited by Orwellian nightmares. But we had forgotten that alongside Orwell's dark vision, there was another slightly older, slightly less well-known, equally chilling. Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. Contrary to common belief, even among the educated, Huxley and Orwell did not prophesy the same thing. Orwell warns us that we will be overcome by an externally imposed oppression. But in Huxley's vision, no big brother is required to deprive people of their autonomy, maturity, and history. As he saw it, people will come to love their oppression, to adore the technologies that undo their capacities to think. What Orwell feared were those who would ban books. What Huxley feared was that there would be no reason to ban a book, for there would be no one who wanted to read one. Sound familiar? Orwell feared those who would deprive us of information. Huxley feared those who would give us so much that we would be reduced to passivity and egoism. Orwell feared that the truth would be concealed from us. Huxley feared the truth would be drowned in a sea of irrelevance. Reminds me of the internet, huh? Orwell feared we would become a captive culture. Huxley feared we would become a trivial culture, preoccupied with some equivalent of the feelies, the orgy-porgy, and the centrifugal bumblepuppy. As Huxley remarked in Brave New World Revisited, the civil libertarians and rationalists who are ever on the alert to oppose tyranny failed to take into account man's almost infinite appetite for distractions. In 1984, Huxley added, "People are controlled by inflicting pain. In Brave New World, they are controlled by inflicting pleasure." In short, Orwell feared that what we hate will ruin us. Huxley feared that what we love will ruin us. This book is about the possibility that Huxley, not Orwell, was right. Yeah, pretty prophetic stuff. Our language has been changed. Words don't mean what they used to mean, what they were intended to mean. Believe it or not, I was actually going back and reading Canterbury Tales. I don't know how many of you had to learn Canterbury Tales in Middle English, but I did. It was hard. But learning the roots of words and the linguistics of where our words come from, makes you realize how they've bastardized our language to the point that we're so worried about being politically correct that no one even communicates anymore. You know? So I'm going to spend the day tripping down memory lane in the 60s and 70s through life. And those of us who are worrying about the RFID chip, here's the precursor where it started from. Electrocardiogram by telephone. Now a heartbeat can be transmitted instantly to a doctor hundreds of miles away. See? Everything started back in the 70s, and I'm going to be doing a whole video on this. The crisis in power. We barely have enough electricity to go around, and our chances of getting more soon are dim. It's actually a great article. And here is the New York's 1 million kilowatt generator known as Big Alice. You know, like Alice in Wonderland, right? So, another book I'm glad I didn't get rid of was this one. That was $200 in college, and I was real mad to spend it at the time, but I'm glad I kept it, because going back and learning about our history should require more than a Google search, okay? I'm just irritated that no one thinks for themselves anymore. And if you do, if you think outside the box, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're not. You're crazy. You know? That's all right with me because you know what? People thought I've kind of one fry short of a Happy Meal most of my life. Smart, but book smart, not so people smart. The more I'm learning about people, the less I really want to be a part of that club, you know? Those of you that are my friends and that get me and know me understand. Sadly, those that don't probably never will. So, y'all have a good one. I'm going to try and learn some history today, and maybe I'll take a cue from Starbucks and just take a nap. Have a good one.